Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excited because I've got a Dear John letter that it needs Heidi's advice.
Okay.
The Dear John letter needs Heidi's advice. And I shouldn't say it because now it sounds like I'm saying the listener, but she needs your advice. I think you can probably answer this better than I can. So
Okay.
we're going to be chatting about that
I can
a little
answer
bit.
them all better than you can. They should be
Wait a
Dear
minute.
Heidi letters.
Really? You notice only 2 or 3 people have ever said Dear John and Heidi. Usually it's Dear John. Maybe that's because they're called Dear John letters, though. Hey, you ready for a quote?
Yes.
Should we change the subject and get off of that and talk about something? Anything else? Benjamin Franklin has this quote: "One today is worth 2 tomorrows." I like that.
Okay.
1 today is worth 2 tomorrows. So it's our quote for today. It's from Ben Franklin. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, the 10th day of May, National Washington Day, also National Lipid Day. What is a lipid, anyway? Something to do with cholesterol, right? I don't know. I'm going to have to check into that. National Shrimp Day. We found out Heidi's allergic to shrimp.
Yes, I am.
You never used to be.
Right.
But you developed that somehow.
I did.
I'm not sure how. And then National Clean Up Your Room Day, which...
Our daughter needs to celebrate that.
What is the deal
It's
there?
disgusting.
Is she
She's a
doing it
pig.
just because she knows that it drives you nuts?
She's a pig.
I think she does it just basically because it bothers you. I don't think that she does it for any other reason. It's not more convenient.
And it stinks in
I
there.
walk in there and I was like, hey, where's your key fob? I need to move your car. It took her 5 minutes to find it. It's like, could you pick some of the stuff up instead of you just move that pile over there? I don't know. Today is National Clean Up Your Room Day, and I know some people who could celebrate.
John and Heidi.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-818-3967. 800-818-3967. That's 800-818-3967. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. But first, Kim Kardashian is working with Ivanka Trump to get the president to pardon 62-year-old mother, a 62-year-old mother who is serving life in prison for dealing drugs. So there's a 62-year-old mother who's in prison for dealing drugs, and she's working with the president's daughter and saying, hey, let's see if we can come up with a way to get her out of prison. So I don't know anything more about the case, so I can't really comment on it.
I don't know anything
but
about it
it's
either.
interesting. Kim Kardashian now is working with the president's daughter, and isn't Kanye West her husband? So all of the stuff that's going on, it's just kind of fascinating. It's like
a bizarro world.
It is. Like if you would have told me 5 years ago that all this stuff would be going on, I would have laughed you out of the room. Like, no way. What are you talking about? No way. And now you're like, really? Is this The Onion or is this for real? This is real news. I thought this was a joke. Anyway, that's going on. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. An intoxicated man in Kansas may face criminal charges after he was found this week attempting to have relations with the tailpipe of a parked car.
Oh!
He was extremely intoxicated in Newton, Kansas. They responded to a 911 call about a naked man underneath of an automobile. police discovered a 24-year-old suspect. I'm not going to go into the details that are in the story. I have them in the show notes if you're really that interested. But anyway, he was outside coaxing the vehicle. I don't know what he was doing exactly. He was trying to, I don't know. I know I'm reading it, but I'm not going to read it. The vehicle was parked outside of an apartment complex. The naked man was reportedly oblivious when contacted by the police. Despite the presence of officers, he continued to try what he was trying.
Oh my gosh!
Due to his impairment, the suspect was transported to a local hospital for treatment. His blood alcohol content measured 0.35.
Oh my!
4 times.
Gosh.
A little over 4 times the legal limit of 0.08. Following the bizarre incident, police sent the local prosecutor a report recommending the man be charged with lewd and lascivious behavior, a misdemeanor. So, there you go. I think that's quite the story. I've got a link to all the details if you really care in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. MSNBC host Donnie Deutsch got into a shouting match with a man at a polo bar in New York because the man was harassing a group of women. So, which man? Donnie or the other man? I think the other man. George Michael's family is asking fans to remove flowers and shrines that they left outside the late singer's London house. I guess they're getting in trouble for all the stuff that's out there, and they're saying, hey, we're not putting it there. It's other people putting it there. And Real Housewives of New Jersey, Danielle Staub, got married in the Bahamas on Saturday, and her maid of honor was none other than Teresa Guidance. I don't know if I'm saying that right. She's famous for calling her something that I'm not going to say on the radio, but it's certainly not a term of endearment. Imagine that bridesmaid speech afterwards.
Right? Why would she have chosen her?
I don't know. They apparently made up. Everything's good now. I've got a link to the story if you want to know all about it in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day, courtesy of 49bydesign.com. Rapper Tyga, Tyga, owes almost $1 million in back taxes from the last 6 years.
Yikes.
If you're making that kind of money, you pay your taxes. I don't understand why you wouldn't. It doesn't make any sense to me. There's probably a reason, but I don't know. Facebook announced they would offer a dating service which will allow users to build dating profiles separate from your primary profile. Users will find people through events that they are interested in. Once a user expresses interest, they could see other users who are open to dating that are interested in that same event. So, what do you think of that? You think that's a good idea for Facebook to now become a dating app as well, all in one? Do you think Facebook is doing too many things? Or you think they should continue adding more and more things like that?
I don't know.
Well, it says here,
whatever they want to do.
they're adding this, and it would recommend other people based on your profile. The company swears they won't share your personal dating information, but will they? What do you think? I don't know. I just think Facebook, you should just be Facebook. You know, I say the same thing about Google, which I use all the time, by the way, so it's not that I'm opposed to it, but I think that they should let other people do what they do and just do what you do. I mean, you guys are making bazillions of dollars. You don't need to do the same thing everybody else is doing, too. Let them do it. According to a survey of 2,000 British women, 80% of them said there was definitely a link between how a man dances and how he performs in other areas.
Oh, I could see that.
More than half admitted to trying to get a man to dance on the dance floor to check out his techniques before, taking things further. So,
I could see that.
when you and I first met, was there dancing involved then? I think there was.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure.
so.
Is that why you said this dude's going to be my husband?
He's
right
the one.
I got to tell you,
move.
I am not much of a dancer, so I'm just wondering how you. I feel pity for this man. Nobody else is gonna give him a chance. So I suppose.
Well, at least I don't have to worry about him cheating.
I drew the short straw and I got stuck with him. So a study finds rocking chairs are good for your health. The study from the University of Rochester found daily rocking among Alzheimer's patients reduced their anxiety, lifted their depression, improved their balance, and lessened their need for painkillers. So they're saying the rocking chair is not such a bad thing.
Alrighty.
We don't have a rocking chair. We used to have one. We actually had a couple. We don't have
We
anything
do on
now.
the deck. It rocks. Those chairs rock around the fire pit.
Not really.
Yes, they do.
Well, it doesn't really rock. It sways.
It rock, which is rocking.
Okay, well,
You weirdo.
I suppose. I'm thinking a rocking chair, like an actual rocking chair. Those chairs kind of rock.
Those chairs only rock.
They don't really rock. They only rock. I rest my case. In Illinois, a Moline man there was letting his friends test drive his new Camaro last week. The friend was not able to handle the power and drove it right into a river. Oh. The owner bought the Camaro just 2 days before the friend took it for a swim.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you imagine that? That
I
would
would
terrible.
be so mad.
A survey by the Bigfoot Field Research Association. Let's just pause for a second here. This is like the fourth time in the last 2 weeks that we've talked about Bigfoot.
Yeah.
It's apparently a
You've
very hot
always
topic.
had a weird
I always
fascination
have.
with Bigfoot.
I had a friend when I was a kid, my dad's friend, really, and he was an alcoholic, and he was drunk when he was telling me about it. But he was telling me about an experience where he saw Bigfoot.
Uh-huh.
He was very intoxicated, and I don't think he was making it up, because alcohol is kind of like truth serum. Like, you tell the truth when you're drunk. I mean, I just really think... So he was telling me about this. In his mind, he absolutely had this experience. And ever since that day, I was like 6 years old, and I was like, I kind of think there's something going on there. But a new survey by the Bigfoot Field Research Association found that New Jersey has been experiencing a surge in Bigfoot sightings in the past year. Now, I think that's really interesting. I wonder if there's anything to it, or imagine if maybe there's just some guy that moved there that happens to be a really big, hairy guy. He's out for a jog in the morning, like, Bigfoot just ran by. Like, no, that's just Mike from up the street. Told him not to grow that beard. This has been your Scoop of the Day, courtesy of 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Do you have ideas for t-shirt designs, but you don't have a clue how to print them? Or maybe you'd like to have t-shirts and coffee mugs available to buy online with your business logo printed on them. There's a website that makes it easy. We set ours up in about 10 minutes. There's no sign-up fee, no minimum orders, no monthly fees. It's just a really easy way to put some cool items online for sale, and you get paid every time somebody buys them. You don't have to print or ship anything. Just sign up, upload your designs, and then let people know where they can get your cool stuff. More details available at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time right now for Dear
John
John Letters.
Dear John.
Each week we get Dear John letters like this one, and we try to answer them on the radio and give you the advice that you need to live a more healthy and prosperous life. Or at least, try to help with the problem we have. We've got a good one here, and I'm really excited to hear Heidi's perspective on this. So here we go. We'll dive right in. We do have this online, by the way, so you can also chime in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com and on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. But here, we'll dive in now. Dear John, I'd like to get your input. My friend is getting married and asked me to be a bridesmaid. I'm honored, but I'm also broke. She has 6 other girls in the wedding party. Would it be okay for me to let her know that I'd rather just be a guest? Would that be rude? I'm going to college and working 2 jobs to make ends meet. The dress and the shoes that I would wear just this one time are not in my budget. I don't want to be rude, though. Should I ask my parents for money to buy the stuff to appease her? We've been friends for over a decade. I'm just not sure what to do in this situation. Ideas? ? Signed, Broke Bridesmaid. I have never been in that situation because I have no friends. So I'm just kidding. No, I've been involved in things like that. Heidi, what do you think?
I would definitely tell her that you just can't afford to do it. If she truly wants you in it, she will understand that, and she'll just buy them for you.
Oh, okay.
But
is that would that be rude? Because I've never asked somebody to do something.
If you're asking someone to pay for something like that, that's a big request. And what you could offer instead is, could I be your bridal assistant? Okay. So then you could, without buying a special dress or anything, you can still help her on her special day and help her with her dress and help
show
her
up in yoga pants then. So
if you want.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't.
I don't think that's how it works.
But you
wear
could also
something
help
nice.
her get it all planned and get everything ready to go. You're just an assistant to the bride.
Okay.
So just ask if you can do a different role instead.
So that's legal. You can do that. You can say no if somebody asks you.
Absolutely.
See,
you
I didn't
can,
know how that worked.
especially when there's money involved. It's expensive.
See, now I got to tell you, I was the best man in a wedding, but he didn't have, like here, she was saying, what was it? She has 6 other girls in the wedding, so there are going to be 7 people on each side.
Right.
Now, it was just me. And I already had a tuxedo, and he said, do you want to do this? And I said, sure, what do I need to wear? He goes, whatever you want to wear, suit, whatever. I said, I have a tuxedo. Should I wear that? Yeah, that'd be cool. So, and then I even gave him an old tuxedo that didn't fit me anymore because I gained some weight. So. But the nice thing is, it didn't cost me anything to do that. So it wasn't a hard thing, and I was glad to do it. But in a situation like this, I guess I do understand if you have to buy a dress, and she's saying shoes too, so you got to buy shoes?
Oh, yeah.
So
They want you to
just
match completely.
I suppose if you showed up wearing Reeboks. What's the deal with her? I don't know. I don't know her. She's with the other side of the wedding.
It's a whole thing.
So that's quite the production you got to do then. So it's okay to say no, but you were saying instead of just saying I don't want to do it, let her know, hey, I'm broke.
Right, let her know this is why, and I would love to help in other ways. Could I be your bridal assistant, or could I, whatever, just help and just see how you can help.
So here's the other thing, because there are probably some other people listening right now who are maybe planning a wedding. So maybe you should keep that in mind when you're asking people. I don't know what the deal is. I was at a wedding where they had 9 people on each side.
Right. What is the point?
The wedding parties have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger,
Yeah.
and I just don't know why you need so many. Is it like they're trying to outdo each other? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Was this something they saw like on TV and they're like, oh, now I got to have everybody I've ever met, so they all have to be up here.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
So I think that, for me, when we got married, our wedding was more intimate. It was a much smaller thing. And we focused our effort, instead of on that one day, that one thing, we focused our effort on the marriage.
Yeah.
And I think that was the right choice.
I agree.
We've been
18
married.
years.
Happily married for 17 years. I'm just kidding. We've been married 18 years. I threw the happily thing in there.
17?
Pretending like it was a...
I was going to say 4.
If you ever need marital advice, you can certainly reach out and talk to us. We are the pros. No, we got this whooped. I have this Dear John letter online. I would love to see other people chime in with their advice. I think the fact that we give such great advice every week is what usually slows people down. They're like, wow,
it's
nailed
all
it
been said.
again.
Yeah.
I mean, what else is there to say? No, there's always some people that chime in. If you'd like to do so, you can chime in either on our Facebook page or in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. And if you've got a Dear John letter you'd like to submit, you can do it there as well. Thanks for listening to our Dear John letter on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough. Available now on Amazon, or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In England, the Speaker of the House is not allowed to speak. Well, that's kind of a weird name
Oh.
for it then.
Weird.
Speaker of the
I
House.
wonder what
They don't speak, I can tell you that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Abraham Lincoln's dog, Fido, was also assassinated. Well, that's not a fun
Aw.
fact. It's kind of sad, really. What did the dog do to anybody?
Exactly.
And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
About 3,000 years ago, most Egyptians died by the time they were 30 years old.
Yeah, I knew that.
So you and I would be really, really, really old Egyptians. We're in our 40s, so yeah. They died by the time they were 30. Couple of fun facts there, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
It's time now for the grandiloquent word of the day, and the word today is Morpheus. Morpheus. Do you think you know what Morpheus is?
No.
Wasn't that a character in The Matrix? Wasn't there a Morpheus?
I have no idea. I've never watched The
Pretty
Matrix.
sure. Wait, you've never seen The Matrix?
No.
Not even back when it came out?
No.
I mean, it's a long time ago now, but crazy. Morpheus. It is a Greek god of dreams, the son of Hypnos. Wait a minute. What is that? That's not a word? Latin from Greek. Okay, used in a sentence. Maybe they use it in a sentence the right way. Those who tarry too long in the arms of Morpheus are subject to forfeiture. Okay, grandiloquent word people. Swing and a miss today. And not that I don't appreciate you doing all the work for me and all, but that's not really... It's not the same as your other words that I don't use. I mean, how am I going to not use this word?
It's the same as the other words I don't use.
I mean, I don't use the other ones either. I do appreciate all the time and effort they put into this. So a big thank you to the folks at the Grandiloquent World Headquarters. Did I say it right? Probably not. But I don't know. I don't ever say any of these right. This has been your Grandiloquent Word of the Day.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Time now for some weird news on a Thursday. Two foursomes in England. They were playing golf, and they were reported in a golf brawl.
Oh, fun.
Golf ball I've heard of.
I cannot wait to hear how this went down.
Course brawl. It involved weapons and resulted in broken bones. That's not good. This again happened in England. You know, those British chaps. The brawl reportedly stemmed from slow play on the golf course. Police responded to a fight at Greenway Hall Golf Club in Stockton Brook, England, as they raced onto the golf course in golf carts to keep things from getting worse. Staffordshire police spokesperson said broken bones had already happened by the time we got there. 4 men were arrested on suspicion of assault. Chief Inspector John Owen said they were very proud of the officers. They used initiative. There we go. They used initiative. Gone to a fight outnumbered, and they resolved it in resulting in peace and order. A hole-in-one, I'd say, is his quote. So there was a group of people that were playing slow,
and the other
people behind them caught up,
upset.
and then they beat them with golf clubs. That's a bad day on the golf course.
I thought golf was supposed to be such a refined
It's so
sport.
relaxing. Well, except for that time I got my femur broke with a 8-iron. That wasn't so relaxing. Weird news right there. And that's why we call it weird news.
There's an 8-iron. Is there an 8-iron?
I don't know. Is there,
I think they're
is there
3,
a
6,
club?
and 9.
I don't know. I don't play no golf, so that's why I don't know any of this stuff. You're listening to the weird news, brought to you by 49bydesign.com. Now, your moment of duh, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com. 23-year-old Roman Anthony Mira pled guilty to charges of first-degree attempted theft and third-degree assault after he tried to rob a Girl Scout cookie booth. A Girl Scout cookie.
I was going to say, how do you rob a Girl Scout cookie?
Next line. Girl Scout cookie booth in Tacoma, Washington. This happened in March of this year. Reportedly approached a 10-year-old girl. Come on, Mira. What are you doing? Mr. Mira, that's a bad thing. A 10-year-old girl and her mother, as they were selling cookies outside a grocery store, he asked the mother, hey, that fanny pack, is that your money bag? And she's like, yeah. And he says, give me all your money and nobody gets hurt. Mira lifted his sweatshirt and she saw what looked like a gun in his waistband. She said multiple times that she had nothing to give him. In the end, Mira walked away with nothing. So she's like, we haven't sold any cookies. I got no money in here. So if you want to buy some cookies, I'll say a cookie. I got no money. So he walked away empty-handed. He did get arrested for this, thank goodness.
Freak.
Why would you rob a Girl Scout from... I mean, come on. That's just a bad... The girl's 10 and her mother. So hopefully this Mr. Mira learns his lesson and straightens out things before something really bad happens. That's a bad deal. That's today's moment of duh.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough, available now on Amazon, or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, okay, you tell me if this is fake news or if this is Florida.
All
a
right.
Florida woman wakes up to the sounds of a loud moaning on her front porch and finds a naked man. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
Yeah, that happened at 2:15 a.m. And I've got all the details of the completely nude stranger on this lady's Largo residence on our show notes if you want to read that. But, yeah, that's just a weird thing. Okay, fake news or Florida? Police say a Florida man shot at his roommate because he was angry about cat hair on the couch. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
It's a true story. Did we read that story?
I don't think so.
Oh, that is Craig Tull facing, he's 58, by the way, facing charges of robbery with a firearm and shooting into a dwelling. Why robbery? It says the roommate told investigators he pulled a gun after getting angry about cat hair. Was he trying to steal the cat hair? I don't understand how that's robbery. Well, he fired in the direction of the roommate and said the next one's going to be in you.
Well, that's not robbery.
No, I'm looking to see where the robbery part comes in. I don't know. There must have been some sort of robbery involved as well. Either that or...
Maybe they just didn't know how to quite charge this particular thing, so they said, whatever, robbery.
Let's just call it robbery. I mean, if nothing else, he stole his innocence. I don't know. This has been Fake News or Florida. The details of both stories in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I'd say this is good news. Our good news comes your way courtesy of Odiva. It's a monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All of the details at radiosavings.com. And I've got a link to our good news in our show notes. We'll tell you all about that here in a bit as well. DNA test finds long-lost brother, and he's at the same college, and they're blown away by another discovery. Says here, Ellen Kay from a radio station in the community that this is on tells the story of a 20-year-old Marietta, Georgia man. He's lived with his loving family since he was adopted as a baby. And he was happy, but he was always curious about his biological family, wondering if he had any siblings out there. So for Christmas last year, his mother gave him a DNA test kit so he could explore his roots. Upon hearing the results of the test, he was shocked to discover he had a brother, a biological brother, that was 29 years old. He reached out to him on Facebook. They connected. They became overwhelmed with emotion when they found out that they were 15 minutes apart.
Oh.
They attended the same college, and they both studied the same major, political science. How cool is that?
That's very cool.
They said it's surreal how much we look alike. There's a photo on here so you can see them. It amazes me. We just stared at each other for a while. We were laughing and giggling and crying. The two now hang out twice a week, and they're getting to know each other, and he's also getting to know his biological mother. The happy family spent Christmas together, and they plan on taking a vacation someday as well. So this is really cool. It's a fun story, and it's really neat to look at the two. They do look a lot alike. You can absolutely tell they're brothers. I think it's really cool. They studied at the same school, and they studied the same thing, political science. That was their major. How
I wonder
cool
if
is
they're
that?
on the same sides of the political spectrum.
I don't know. Well, in the photo, one is wearing a red hat and one is wearing a blue hat. So you just
maybe
never
not.
know. I don't know. I'm going to have a feud. I never want to talk to you again.
This may be the only Christmas.
I hope not. All right. There's some good news, and a link to that is in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.